Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for Flare. Now, if you've been following along the channel, last Thursday video, we hit exactly what we wanted to happen. But before I get into that on the micro count, I wanted to talk about my primary, which is out on the 4-hour chart that we are making a diagonal to the upside. We are currently in our fourth wave of the diagonal. And once this completes, we're looking for a fifth wave to the upside. Once this completes, and looking for a larger ABC correction to correct this entire diagonal after the fact. Now, current targets, as long as our pivots hold, is between 4.292 cents and 4.916 cents, unless we get a little bit of a blow off top and challenge all-time highs here. Now, on linear scale, for our trend lines, we'd probably peak through the trend line. It's just hard to say where at the moment. You've probably seen these patterns before, previously in crypto. And on log scale, we might just come up shy of the trend line, but just paying attention in this area as this wave fills out in the future. Now, we had complex structures to the upside in 3 waves, came to exact areas for targets we'd expect. And now we would like to see this correction for our fourth wave hold above this previous order block as support. Now it can spike through quickly over a short time frame and make like a V bottom as long as it recovers that order block very quickly. Now, going off previous video, I'll talk about this correction. Down on the 15-minute on the weekend, that was from our high. We are looking for this to make a C wave to the downside and then looking for an entry to the upside to target the 1-to-1 extension of this first A wave. I'll go to the live chart and we'll take a look what happened here on the 15-minute. Right here. That was right in this area. We were looking for this wave to the downside. And then looking for a reverse to the upside, targeting the 1-to-1, which ended up being right here at 3.259 cents. It's overlapping with the 786 retracement, that 1-to-1. I'll show you that. I'll just move this to the bottom. Just get rid of that. There we go. 3.253 cents was the 1-to-1 extension of this A wave off our B wave for our C wave. But it looks like it's actually making a complex correction, so most likely a WXY. This didn't come deep enough to be considered a flat, so most likely a WXY, unless this is 5 waves. This looks like 3 waves to me. As an ABC, we had a WXY here, and it looks like this is making an A, B. We're on our C wave looking for 5 in this area, unless it's something more complex. As you can see, there's a lot of overlap, so that's a good sign that we're on the right side of it, that we're going to get another move similar to this one whenever this B ends, targeting the 1-to-1. And that will complete a larger ABC. This will most likely make a flat or a running flat if we come higher. And then we're expecting that 5th wave after the fact. So as of right now, our current extensions of this first wave, most likely a W wave, off our X, we're between the 1.236 and 382, which is the common area we would expect our Y wave to finish. So I'm expecting this move very shortly to the downside. Looking at this, if this is an A, B, and this could be a potentially a diagonal ABC, 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 could get a little more upside to complete our Y wave. But one thing to consider is our expanded X or B zone here at 3.613 and 3.736. That's a common area if we actually get a running flat, which means we make a higher B wave than the previous A wave, but we also make a higher low and protect the A wave. So that's the area that we could come to before we get rejected. And the way I would expect that to happen is if this B wave gets very extended in time over to say this area. And this would be a 3-wave move. We'd be looking for this to correct and then another 3-wave move up like this. I don't expect us to go straight there right now. And then we can make our C wave after the fact. So B waves can get very extended. Remember that. Go out to the hourly. I'll show you what I mean. So we're making a 4th wave right now, and we're correcting this entire move to the upside. So we expect it to take quite a bit of time. And if you look at the previous wave 2, where this was a WXY, we could be, you can see how long these waves can take. So if we come down here, back up to our B zone, come down in an A wave, we could expect this B wave to really take time and then finally make its matching wave. See what I mean? So just wanted to show you that like B waves can take an exceptionally long amount of time. You can see this was a structure in itself. You see how small those ABCs are, the A and the C, compared to the B wave. That's what we could get here in this zone. But important to note that at the moment, I've taken my profit on this one. I'm out and waiting to see what happens in this area. Again, we can tick up one more, and this could be making a diagonal, or it's a series of 3s. We're just really compressed here, and then we get our wave. But the question I have is, how long is this B wave going to take? Because we'd expect it, this is my time scale of the 3rd wave. I expect it to take at least 382 in time, but optimal would be between the 618 in time of this previous 3rd wave in green, the entire thing, or the 1-to-1. So you have to look back and say, like, how do we get there, right? It doesn't appear like we're going to go straight there just for our time guidelines. So that's why I'm looking at the fact that this could just be a W wave. We correct this W wave in time, come between the 50 and the 618 of this move, then make our Y wave. That completes our B up into our expanded zone, and then we make our C wave. So it can be pretty choppy here. But I'm currently sidelined on flare at the moment. But if we make a nice 3-wave pattern here shortly, should take a little bit of time, I might consider taking that trade if we get that. And same idea, I'd take my entry between the 50 and the 618 if we get it, and I'd be targeting the 1-to-1 extension of this entire move after it's complete. As you can see, if it comes kind of in the areas I'm expecting, we'd come right up between about 3.7 cents, right within that B zone up here, right within this zone here, in which case we'd expect our C wave after the fact. But it'll be same as the other one, probably about a 2-to-1 risk reward, depending how deep I want to put my stop. But yeah, it's looking good. It's doing exactly as we expected. Remember, we were looking for this move on Thursday, got it, and now looking for this to either go straight to the B wave, in which case we could do similar as the previous one where we get a really long ABC and just spike down, or looking for this to correct. This becomes a 3-wave move, 3-wave move, 3-wave move, then get our C. But we can't really get more accurate than that just because we're in the middle of a very complex correction. All right, guys, but looking good. Looking for this to either come up to the B wave or start making a very long ABC to complete this entire structure. Important that we hold this area, this previous order block, as support. So anything below that, and I would consider that we might have topped in some other weird structure. But as of right now, my primary is that we are making this diagonal and everything is following suit as expected. All right, guys, that's it for Flare. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.